Hello, my name is Camille Jayne, and I'm very happy to be President and CEO of the Community House, and welcome to our show, Making a Difference at TCH. Every show, we are thrilled to be able to showcase partners and friends, volunteers and teachers who help us be successful at the Community House. Hopefully, all of you know by now that we are a nonprofit, and we work very hard to raise money so we can put on the classes that many of you enjoy, but most importantly, to raise money for our at-risk youth, children in need, and families in need outreach programs. We have 4 or 5 of them at the Community House, and we service about 1,000 people a year just for those outreach programs. And today is a really exciting show, at least for me, because we are featuring our friends and partners for our 3rd annual business symposium at the Community House. It's on October 23rd. It's an educational symposium for business professionals. We're sold out every year. We have a full breakfast with a structured networking exercise so everybody can get to know each other. 3 breakout seminars with great panelists. The seminars are all moderated, and there are 4 panelists. And this year's theme is how to make more money. So who doesn't want to learn how to do that? And the seminars are titled Plan Your Attack, Make Your Move, and Secure Your Future. Our presenting sponsor is the Orlans Group. Many of you know Linda Orlans in the community and her daughter Allison, who run the company. And we have a senior executive with us today, Mark Albrecht, and we're excited about that. And we also have Mike DiZello, who is the founder and chief investment strategist of Managed Asset Portfolios. And thank you, because MAP, your acronym, is one of the sponsors of our seminar. So welcome, gentlemen. Okay. Our other 2 sponsors of the seminar are, let me see, Raymond James, and I'm trying to think, a very important, oh my goodness, Northwood University, a business school, what could be better? And PNC Bank is our breakfast seminar. So we're thrilled to have you here with us today and taking the time. Mark, I'm going to start with you. I met you about 6 months ago. I think you've been at the Orlans Group for a little over a year.
That's correct.
Welcome. I know how excited they are to have you, because you are truly a specialist in human resources, and that's a great need in any company. So tell us a little bit about your background before the Orlans Group.
I'm native of Michigan. I graduated from Michigan State, and later in life got my master's at Walsh College. But like many graduates, I left the state for 19 years. Went on the East Coast, mostly retail, always in the human resources field with some companies like Lord & Taylor. Ann Taylor was the head of human resources there. Came back.
I think I got this from Ann Taylor. So there you go.
If I knew you, we could have gotten you a discount.
Really,
Friends and family discount.
Yeah.
Came back in 1999, joined a company in Troy. I've been with large companies, publicly held, small companies, privately held, and it was great to join the Orlans Group, a woman's-owned company that's really on the uptick and growing quickly.
How did you find the Orlans Group?
I really, in life, everything's networking.
Yeah.
And through LinkedIn, saw that they were looking for somebody and connected there and came through and met Allison, Linda, and the whole executive team, and the rest is history, as they say.
I love both of them. I did a little work with you folks, and I just feel that the company is so fortunate to have 2 executives that are so complementary in their skills and talents.
Exactly.
And that's every company's dream. And I know that the Orlans Group is all about real estate, and I believe their mission is that they are passionate about the right to own, use, and invest in real property. And the tagline is wonderful. You know, you can trust us because land matters, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I just love that. So let the audience know, the Orlans Group is made up of a lot of different entities, business units in multiple states. What are they?
That's correct, Camille. We have we really start out as handling real estate-owned property for banks and mortgagers, and we have 3 law firms that handle that. One based in here in Michigan called Orlans Associates. another one based in the Boston area called Orlans that handles Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire. Then the third one is called Atlantic Law Group in Leesburg, Virginia, or Washington, D.C. market that handles Maryland, Virginia, Delaware, and the District of Columbia. So those make up the law firms. To complement that and to make sure we can handle everything in real estate, we have 5 other companies. The e-Title handles our commercial and residential title services. Ready Docs handles our abstracting business. We purchased a company at the beginning of this year called EAMC, which handles appraisals if you're getting a new home, like you just did. And
congratulations.
we also have the town auction that handles auctions in the New England area. And last but not least is eVantage, which is our sort of our support organization, sort of a collaborative kind of sequential work environment where we can handle anything.
And that's important. People should know that the Orlans Group, that you outsource a lot of your services that anybody might need, including your group, which is really critical. And people a lot of time have asked me, what does the E stand for? Is everything electronic, internet? I think it stands for essential services, everything you need. And if the dream were that there was, let's say, a project or a pipeline that went from Alaska down to South America, the Orlans Group could handle every aspect of that.
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't realize that the Orlans Group is on the retail side of the business. So, Michael, in terms of getting your house, I know that there was an article in one of our supplements that said many times retail consumers don't think about who their title company is, but they should.
Absolutely.
And so e-Title, we see it on Big Beaver. It's beautiful. The building is gorgeous. We were able to see the inside of the building because Linda was our grand honoree at our annual gala a couple years ago, and we had some great B-roll. It's gorgeous, but it's not the fact that it's beautiful. It is built for communication and outdoor seating areas for the employees, very employee focused, and I like that. So what do you think differentiates the Orlans Group from other similar companies?
Well, I think that you hit on part of it when you used your Alaska example. We can handle anything related to real property. When I think of the E, we're excellent at what we do. We try to work efficiently to work the process. So from beginning to end, in your example, doing all the abstract work for all the property, doing the title work, the closing right there in our offices, everything, whether it's commercial, residential, we can handle that. And that's what we want to really distinguish ourselves as the one-stop shop for all your real property needs.
Right, that's great. And you have supported a number of our events. I know that Linda is very concerned with emerging leaders, especially for women. I do a lecture series just for women every month. You were the presenting sponsor at our Women's Power Partners Club. Why do you like being with the Community House? We love being with you, but...
I think it's our shared missions. I mean, what you try to do to the community is obvious to all your listeners on TV and everything you stand for. You're 91 years young.
Thank you.
We're 14 years young, but we share that passion of giving back to the community. A couple of examples, building on the e-letter, we just had a lot of our employees go for the e-clutter drive a couple weekends ago. We just had the Gleaners Food Bank food drive, and I'm proud to say we doubled our financial and food totals last year. We donated almost a half a ton of food to Gleaners and over $1,500 in cash that our employees did.
That's amazing.
So we're doing the same kinds of things for the community that the Community House is doing for the community.
We're very synergistic, and I just enjoy all the employees at the Orlans Group. I could live there.
It is a beautiful building.
It is, and the people inside are just as beautiful. So we appreciate you as much as we appreciate Managed Asset Portfolios, who have been with the Community House for a long time. One thing I should mention is that Managed Asset Portfolios, they're very active with our Senior Men's Club, and our Senior Men's Club is the largest in the area. And Michael, I think you have, I don't know, half of the gentlemen there invest their money with you, so obviously you're keeping them very, very happy. You're very generous to lecture every year at the Community House, and You were at our Center for Wealth Education panel. You helped sponsor the 90 and Beyond luncheon, which honors all people in the community 90 years old. And you're going to be one of our seminar sponsors, but most importantly, you're going to be a panelist on the third seminar, which is how to secure your future. Once people plan their attack, make the move, make money, or are trying to save their money, that's where you come in. So tell us a little bit about you and your company.
I also was born in Michigan. I attended and graduated from Wayne State University.
Great.
My first year in the securities industry was 1987, which being the year of a crash was a good year of initiation.
That's right.
I spent 13 years working at Oldie Discount. I started as a junior analyst, worked up to become an analyst, then director of research, and then on the board of directors. Oldie Discount was then sold to H&R Block. And at that time, I wanted to break off and start my own company. So MAP was founded in 2000, primarily as a family office managing investments for one high net worth family. They're a Forbes 400 family.
And I know that your retention rate for your clients is very high. They don't leave you. So what's the secret to your success?
A lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work.
You know, we deliver a very high level of personalized service. So when you call MAP, you don't get an answering machine, press 1 for this. Our advisors know our clients' voices, and we maintain a constant communication with our clients.
So when people are first looking for an advisor or looking to switch, what should they look for?
Well, I think the first thing is find an advisor who's compatible with your investment style. You know, if you're risk adverse and your advisor is a little more heavy on the risk side, that's probably not a good match. I also think it's important for the advisor to lay out benchmarks for their client, so the client knows how well or how poorly they're doing.
What are some of those benchmarks?
You know, for equities, it could be the S&P 500, it could be the Russell 2000. You know, depending on what your investment objectives are, there needs to be a defined, laid out benchmark. And I think it's important for the advisor to keep in constant communication with the client, so the client knows how things are going. I think a lot of advisors make the mistake of only calling clients when the news is good.
Right.
And I think when you have a rough patch of the market like you saw in 2008, early 2009, communication is doubly important during that time. So if your advisor didn't call during that time, it's probably a good idea to switch advisors.
So I know at the symposium you're going to tell people all the things that they should do correctly and what to invest in depending on who they are and where they are. What are some common mistakes that people make? Because we don't want to give them all the answers here. We want them to come to the symposium.
I think one of the mistakes is not understanding their risk tolerance. And I think going back again to 2008, that was a good stress test. A lot of people thought, you know, I can tolerate risk or handle risk, and the market goes down 30, 40%, and they find out they can't. And for those clients, that was the worst of all worlds, because they took the decline, they sold at the bottom, and didn't enjoy the ride back. So I think first thing is to really understand your risk tolerance, and to understand stocks do go up, stocks do go down. It's a volatile asset class.
So in the seminar, you'll talk about different short-term and long-term strategies to do that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just one hint to people for a short-term strategy right now.
Yeah, I think short-term, you really have to focus on really safe money products, whether it's cash, it's money markets, it's CDs. You know, and granted, those rates are not very attractive today because interest rates are historically low, but historically, stocks are a great performing asset class. But with that performance comes volatility. So if you're looking to buy a home within a year, it's probably not a good idea to put that nest egg in the stock market. Right. So I think before you commit money to the stock market, it's probably best to have at least a 3-year time horizon.
So I'm going to say to the audience, before you, if you're thinking of buying a home, talk to Michael first, and then go to eTitle to get it appraised and get your title there, and you'll be happy. We're going to take a short break. Thank you, gentlemen. We're going to have 2 more people who are part of the symposium. You can register for the symposium on our website. It's going to be on the screen for you. We can't thank you enough for all you're doing for the Community House. Thank you so much. Stay with us, and we'll see you right after the break. Welcome back. I'm Camille Jayne, President and CEO of the Community House, and you're watching Making a Difference at TCH. We're talking about our 3rd annual Business Educational Symposium, which this year will be on October 23rd. You can register right now. The theme of it is how to make more money. The 3 breakout seminars are Plan Your Attack, Make Your Move, and Secure Your Future. And we have 2 panelists with us today, Eleanor Ho from Secure Planning Strategies and Terry Cramer from CPR. It's a wonderful franchise. I love it, cell phone repair, and as a franchise owner. And the panelists will talk to the attendees about areas of specialty, and Eleanor will be talking to you about negotiating for yourself. And Terry will be, anytime you want to make your move, you have to have excellent business planning, and Terry is very good at that, obviously. So welcome to both of you. So Eleanor, we're going to start with you before we get to your topic at the symposium. You've had a varied background where you've had to do some good negotiating for yourself. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Absolutely. I came to the United States 20 years ago. Before I came to the United States, I was a hotel manager. I managed a hotel with 300 rooms with all my department heads, everything. But because I got married to my husband, so I moved to the United States. And then the first thing I find out that is when I was in the United States at that time, they did not pay me the same.
Right.
So
welcome to the U.S.
So I say, you know what? I need to think outside the box. And then I say, where can I go and then apply all the skills that I have and then to maximize my future potential. So I decided I would like to go to the financial planning field. That's where I have today.
And I think what's important in the seminar in negotiating for yourself, you also have to know when to stop negotiating and think, maybe I should be doing something else. So negotiating applies to everybody, whether you're a business owner, whether you're negotiating for a raise or a promotion, helping to close a deal. What are some of the processes that people, how do they need to think when they think about negotiating?
That is a very important process, and then you have to plan well ahead. And then you have to, in Chinese we have a saying is this, you know the other party well, you know yourself well, and every time you can win.
Okay.
I think preparation is very, very important. And then you need to, even sometimes you have to rehearse the whole presentations in your head so you can expect what the questions that the other party will raise to you.
What if scenarios? If they say this, then that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because when you go to walk into the negotiation, and this is the first time that you hear the question, maybe you will be shocked and say that, okay, how should I respond? But if you can rehearse it in your head, and at least you know that, okay, you know what, this is not the first time, and I know what I have already got the experience. I know what I should say.
I know that you're very good at counseling your clients on this. You have a number of them who are business owners and those who aren't, and you don't only help them manage their money, but you also help them figure out how to negotiate so they can make more money.
Absolutely. We are the comprehensive financial planner. We call ourselves the financial navigator for our clients, for the business owners and for women as well. So let's say like if we have someone, they need to prepare for a business negotiation, then we will help them to think about all the bottom lines. What is the minimum that they are going to accept? But definitely we want to shoot high. And then sometimes we have to do more listening.
Yes, definitely. I think Abraham Lincoln had a quote. He spends 3/4 of his time thinking about the other person, what they're going to say, and 1/4 what he's going to say.
Absolutely.
So we're going to come back to you in a second. So Terry, you're the owner of CPR, Cell Phone Repair. I met you at the presenting sponsors headquarters, Orlans Group, because you are also their general counsel.
I am general counsel.
Which is amazing. And so you have to do a lot of help with their business planning. I know they help you you help them with a lot of their strategic planning. Yeah. So tell us about your background and then how you got to purchasing a franchise like CPR.
Sure. Actually, I've done a lot of things in business. I started out many years ago after I graduated from U of M. Started working for, go blue, working for Allstate Insurance Company, good hands people. And that's actually where I met Linda Orlans.
Really?
Yes, many years ago.
Oh,
and
wow.
There I was claim manager, managed a department, claim department, and decided I wanted to go to law school. So I went to law school while I was a claim manager and graduated, became an attorney. And I was talking with the regional vice president and about my future and what I wanted to do, and he said, well, I think you'd be a great division controller. My background was not in finance.
Who knew? Yeah.
And I had no idea what that was, but I said, sure, sounds interesting, let's do that. And I was that for a number of years. I was on a fast track program, spent some time at our home office, but I really didn't want to do that. I said, you know, Ed, let me go be a trial attorney. So I was a trial attorney for a while, and was recruited out of Allstate by another insurance company to run their in-house counsel operation.
Okay.
Multi-state, that sort of thing. It was a turnaround, really, because they didn't do a very good job. They were inefficient. They were costing a lot of money. So I turned that around. Was also handed a couple other roles.
So you know a lot about business planning.
I do.
And then obviously you have to know about the law side of the business. So you had to do a lot of pre-planning and pre-business planning before you even decided what you wanted to do in business. What sort of pre-planning did you do to get you to want to buy a franchise like CPR?
Well, actually, the way I came about that was I have a business consulting firm, and I love business consulting, and I was sort of an embedded business consultant with Orlans
Yes,
Group.
you are.
And decided I wanted to pull away from that and do more. So I thought, well, where are my gaps? What do I need to learn more about? And I've not done a lot in retail. So I said, all right, well, let's look at this retail stuff. And then I started looking at what within retail catches my eye and what would be good for my entrepreneurial business clients, because that's my target market. I said, all right, franchising seems to be the way that a lot of people are going. It's an entry way to get into the market. And I also looked at it from the standpoint of franchisor for some of my more entrepreneurial business clients who don't know what they want to do with their businesses.
Right.
Let's franchise it. So I learned best by doing.
Excellent.
And my wife says, well, let me guess, you're going to go buy some franchises. And I said, sure, let's do that. So I went and bought some franchises, but I did a lot of pre-planning to figure out what exactly I wanted to get.
So to that point, I know you'll talk about this more on the panel at the symposium. What's the biggest mistake people make in terms of business planning, whether they're in a corporation, their own department, or a business owner?
Well, I think probably the largest mistake that people make is really not knowing what their desired outcome is. You know, and really the time frame that you want to accomplish it. If you just want to wander around and try things, and that's fine, you can do that. But if you really decide what you want to get out of it and by when you want to do it, you then have a plan.
And I think also that, you know, because a lot of people at the symposium will be working in companies, even for their own, whatever they're doing, they need to do some planning themselves, and then their department, and then their division in their company.
They really do.
It's not really a different process. So
it's not, and really even on a personal basis, you have to plan your personal life, if you will. So really, business planning is no different than planning in life. You plan for things. If you don't plan, you're never going to accomplish
Well, like you said, envision the outcome.
Exactly.
A lot of people do market research, and they shouldn't go into it unless they know what answers and what decisions they want to make, and the same with business planning. What's the outcome, like you said, that you want?
And I really did a lot of that when I was deciding on, first of all, what kind of business I wanted to get into. Franchising is a wide open field. You can do anything you want. So I did a lot of research up front to say, well, what do I want to get into? What makes sense now and in the future? So a lot of business planning has to do with looking at what's out there, doing some research. Online research is great these days. In fact, it's overwhelming sometimes. But it's important, so there's a lot of tools out there.
Well, that's what's going to be great about the symposium. People will go to all 3 seminars, so they'll hear everybody. And they may hear you first in terms of how you think about business planning, and then they'll go and hear Eleanor in terms of you have to do a lot of negotiating no matter what you're doing. Even in the planning stage, in your area or department, you have to negotiate to agree on what direction you're going to go in. And so we were just thrilled. I just want to review a little bit for our audience. The symposium is on October 23rd. It involves a full breakfast with structured networking, 3 one-hour seminars with these experts, and then a full lunch with more structured business networking. And then our keynote speaker is Linda Orlans, who is the CEO of the Orlans Group and the presenting sponsor. And we also will offer 50 free tickets to executives of nonprofits. So we're asking all of you, if you have your favorite charities in the area, let us know. because we'd like to invite them to come as your guest to the symposium. It's always sold out, and again, it's raising money for our Children in Need and Family in Needs program, October 23rd. So please go online. And I can't wait. I'm going to be, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to hear either one of you because I'm going to be a panelist this year. So for first year, I'm going to be in Plan Your Attack, Finding New Revenue. So,
Yes.
But I know both of you are going to do an excellent job. And I know it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. The attendees all get a binder where you will summarize all of your wisdom in these nugget points. So thank you for taking it so seriously. I think the reason it's sold out is because of the panelists and all the good work that you give everybody. So please join us October 23rd. Go online, tchserves.org, or you can call. Thank you to Eleanor Ho and Terry Cramer. If you need a great investment advisor, go to Eleanor. If you need cell phone repair, go to CPR and Terry Cramer, and you can reach them through the Community House anytime. Come to the symposium or online. So thank you very much. And until next time, come visit us at Community House and help us make a difference. Thank you.